glory of the Lord as the waters cover the sea. One hand you have them saying the earth is full of his glory. It is already full. On the other hand, you have it saying it shall be filled, but then you got to notice the word that gets inserted there with the knowledge. Oftentimes we're praying for the glory of God to come. When the glory of God doesn't just come, the glory of God has to be revealed. It's not that God ain't already working on your behalf. It's just that you got to be filled with the knowledge of the glory of God. You got to be able to see what God is doing in the earth. You got to be able to see the splendor of God. What are you saying, Elder Matthews? What are you trying to say to me? God said this to me. He said that I'm expanding you so that you can express my glory. What is the use in me expanding if I'm not going to express his glory? Because I exist for the glory of God. Why is God on you about starting your business? Why is God on you about writing the book? Because he's interested in expressing his glory in the earth. He wants somebody in your neighborhood to see. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify the Father which is in heaven. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, I've got to express his glory. I've got to express his glory. I stopped by to declare to you that God is saying in your life, it's time for you to arise and shine, for your light has come and the glory of the Lord is revealed upon you. Look at your neighbor, say, it's on you, 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 it's on you right now. There's a weight on you. The splendor of God is on you. The majesty of God is on you. The heaviness of God is on you. The weightiness of God is on you. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, it's on you. Four stages. There are four stages in the expression of the glory of God. There are four stages. Number one, the glory of God is manifested by God. It's manifested. God is the one who manifests his glory. He says here, arise, shine, for your light has come. The glory of God is risen upon you. Can't nobody make the glory of God rise on you. Only God can manifest the glory that belongs to him. Can't nobody know what's in your bank account unless you manifest it or whether you show it to them. So God says, my glory, I won't give my glory to another person. I'm the only one that's going to manifest my glory. So I had to ask the question, God, when is your glory manifested? He showed me something. He said the glory of God is manifested when flesh dies. God, I got to crucify your flesh. I started thinking about crucifixion. There are three stages to crucifixion. There is exposure, when you become exposed and everything's laid bare. Some of you had to crucify some stuff. Some of those negative mindsets have been exposed over the last 5 days. And so what God is saying, I had to expose it. Number two, I had to embarrass it, because the cross was an embarrassing situation. Some of you have been ashamed of the way you've been living up to this point. You've been embarrassed by the way you've been living up to this point. Then the third stage was execution. How did the thing die? Paul writes in Colossians, you got to crucify your flesh. How do I crucify my flesh? I expose the issues of my flesh. I embarrass the issues of my flesh. I execute them. How do I execute them? On the cross, they don't die because of the punishment or the pain. They die from starvation. You got to start starving that negative mentality. You got to begin to starve your fleshly desires. You got to begin to starve your laziness. You got to begin to starve and say, I ain't feeding you no more. I'm not having conversations. I'm not watching stuff on TV. I'm going to crucify you, because if I can crucify you, the glory of God can be manifested. No flesh shall glory in my presence. When flesh hits the floor, the glory of God is released. Touch your neighbor, say, neighbor, I'm not trying it on my own no more. I'm not trying to do it by myself no more. I'm just going to surrender to the Spirit, because if you walk in the Spirit, you won't fulfill the lusts of the flesh. Grab a neighbor, say, neighbor, I've got to see the glory of God. What is the second stage? The glory of God is manifested by God. And then the second stage, the glory of God is revealed to and in us. Can I quote Paul? Romans 8:18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared to the glory that shall be revealed in me. What are you talking about, preacher? I'm saying what you've been praying to come down, it's already living in you. Can I preach Colossians 1:27? For Christ is in you, the hope of glory. What you've been waiting to see, God's been waiting on you to let out. Look at your neighbor, say, it's got to be revealed. Revealed. It's revealed by the Spirit of God. The third third stage of the glory. It is beheld by us. Mankind has to behold the glory, but they can't behold it until God reveals it. How am I going to see what God ain't shown me? How